What's up, y'all? Jay Kolka. Coming at you to talk about these picks we made last night, man, because I woke up this morning and I was disgusted. When I pulled up my PointsBet account. Man, we were looking good. We were looking good last night. And then the Hawks tipped off. The Hawks, man, they killed us. They killed us yesterday. Out of the six picks we got, we went 5 for 6. Washington beat the Celtics. Knicks beat the Pelicans. Raptors beat the Pacers. Heat beat the Grizzlies. And Golden State beat the Thunder badly. The only team that screwed us last night was the Atlanta Hawks. And I was watching the game, and they went on like a 8-2 run. And that was the only run I seen them go on all night. I mean, I don't know the exact stats, but from what I seen, there's no way they shot better than 32% from the field. They might have shot worse than that, honestly. It was disgraceful. It was a disgraceful game. It really was. It was terrible. I mean, they just got dominated by a team that is not better than they are. They're not a better team. Yeah, they have Joel Embiid. He was playing good last night. But, you got John Collins. You got Trae Young. You got Adebayo. You got players that are, you got players on that team. I don't know if it's because they were beat up. I don't know if it's because they were fatigued. I'm not sure, but regardless, it was a terrible game. I had to turn it off. I think I got to the third quarter, and I had to shut it off because I was just like, I wanted to throw my remote at the TV, and I'm just like, man, I can't do this no more. I wish we would have kept them out of the picks last night. If you kept them out of the picks last night and chose from the other picks I put out, congrats. I guarantee you cashed in some money today. I made the mistake. That's my bad. We should have left the Hawks out, or we should have just went for the Sixers. I felt like the Hawks were going to put up a better game. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. They just couldn't compete with the 76ers offense. I think they're second in the league. I should have thought about that before I, stated to go with the Hawks. But, the Hawks have good defense, supposedly. So I thought that they were, I thought they were going to be able to shut them down and, be able to get something going from the floor. But they just couldn't get anything going. That's the thing is, like I said, I think the best run they went on, and you guys can look it up and tell me if I'm wrong, or I can just do it right now. That way I know I'm giving out accurate information. But from what I seen, the longest run they went on, was an 8-2. And that was in towards the end of the second quarter, maybe in the beginning of the third. I'm going to look right now and see. Oh, yeah, they couldn't shut down Tobias Harris last night either. Tobias came out and had a hell of a game. I mean, at the Tyrese Maxey, at the end of the day, Seth Curry, the Sixers just came in and played better ball. I mean, they had more players that were coming in and, and getting it done. Where, I don't know what was going on with the Hawks last night, man. I really don't know. I mean, well, I will be honest though. They took a lot of dumb shots. There were a couple shots where I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" In terms of Kyle Kuzma, I mean, he had one. I think it was towards the end of the third quarter. I know you're getting desperate at this time because you're down, but I mean, he came up and he had Collins open on the right wing, and he just came up and popped a three from 4 feet from the top of the third or 3-point line. I'm like, dude, why would you do that? That's a dumb play. And then they didn't rebound the ball either. I mean, they weren't crashing the boards at all. I mean, it was just a terrible fucking game on their part, man. And I'm sorry that I even, told anybody to put money on that game in terms of the Hawks. But, I mean, in reality, the fact that we went 5 for 6, let's stop looking at the negative here. Let's look at the positive, okay? We went 5 for 6. Now, I don't know what the odds are of going 6 for 6, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty low. And the fact that, we're going 5 for 6, that's a good start. That's a good start. We came in, like I said, some of you might not have put money on the Hawks in the Sixers game and just went with some, 2, 3, or 4 picks I gave you. And if that's the case, then you came out on top and you cashed out money today. You know what I mean? You were successful. I guarantee there's somebody out there that listened to this that didn't do all 6 picks. They cut it down. They're like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take the Raptors. I'm gonna take the Celtics. I'm gonna take the Warriors, and they rolled with them 3. And if you hit them 3, well then you know what? I'm glad, because that's why I'm here. I'm giving my picks to make sure that we win as a collective unit, not myself. I want to win too, but I want to make sure we all are winning. That's the whole point I'm doing this podcast, is because there's no one out there doing what I'm doing right now, giving out their picks, because I don't know if they're like superstitious, like they give their picks out, they're not going to win, blah, 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 or they're giving out bullshit picks. Like, no, the picks I give you are the picks that I'm using, and I'm going to make a website, and I'm going to screenshot my picks. I'm going to post them on my website. So that way, if you have any doubt about my picks, you can go on my website and you can see the picks that I'm putting out are the picks that I'm actually using. I'm not bullshitting you guys. I'm not beating around the bush here and giving you guys some picks that are like useless. I'm giving you guys reasonable picks, and you can do with them what you want. If you want to take the 6 picks I give you and run a 6-leg parlay, 6 straight, whatever, go ahead. But if you want to take the 6 and divide that and take 3 or take 2, take 4, you can do whatever the fuck you want with it, and I hope you hit on it. But at the end of the day, if you take all 6, and all 6 that I give you, and we don't win on all 6, don't get pissed at me. Don't get pissed at me, because I'm out here laying my neck out for you guys, putting my picks out for you guys, so that we can win. We can eat as a collective unit. That's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing. This is the first podcast. This is the first bet we put out, that I put out publicly, and we went 5 for 6. I'm happy about that. Stay tuned, because the next podcast is going to be my daily picks for tonight's games. Just so you guys know, I am consistently betting on NBA games. I'll bet on NFL games every now and then, but for the most part, this is going to be a NBA picks and predictions podcast. Okay, so basically, mainly we're doing NBA, specifically during the NBA season. Obviously when the NBA season is up, then we could switch up and do some NFL games and, never tennis and shit like that. I don't bet on dumb shit like that, but NBA, NFL, we can get it rocking like that. But for right now, this is an NBA picks podcast. Just stay tuned. The next podcast I put out is going to be my daily picks for tonight's game. And like I said, you can do with it what you want. You can take the 6 I give you. You can take the 3 I give you. You can take 4. It doesn't matter. Regardless, we're eating. We're eating this season. Stay tuned, guys.